What have I got?
Alright, so today we're going to do something a little different. This is actually something I wanted to do with the Sonic Retrospective, but I wanted to talk about unreleased Sonic games, but the reason I didn't was because literally like the day before I was about to record that one, they announced Sonic Mania and Sonic Forces.
Oh.
Back then, Project Sonic 17.
Right, yeah.
So I was like, I should probably do something on that.
Yeah.
So, the first game we have here is Crash Landed.
Yeah, this one seemed pretty interesting.
All right.
It was a hard reboot.
Yeah, it's
Like
a hard
reboot.
It's a hard reboot of the Crash Bandicoot series that would have been released in 2010. Still by Radical Entertainment, mind you.
Yep.
So
And Sierra.
yeah,
Same people that we didn't mention that Radical also worked on Titans and Mind of Mutant.
yeah,
We just blame Sierra, but Radical deserves.
Yeah.
They have to blame.
yeah. All right, so the story and setting of this game. After being mutated by Cortex, Crash would have gotten entangled with the task of rescuing his fellow Bandicoots. Unlike Crash, these Bandicoots weren't evolved by scientific contraptions, so they were mostly defenseless critters. They were internally referred to as Bandicoots, and some of the concept art... Yeah, it is. And some of the concept art shows that they would have sometimes get trapped in dangerous areas until Crash freed them. That kind of sounds like Rayman?
Oh, with the teensies,
Yeah.
the Leptons, yeah. Bing, bing, bing. Yeah, it does remind me a lot about that.
Besides Cortex, Dingodile would have been a major villain in the game.
I would have liked that. To see
Hell yeah.
Dingodile be a major villain.
Part of an
That'd be
unfinished
cool.
cutscene shows him firing a bunch of Bandicoots out of a cannon. So, the levels... Crash would have traveled across many luscious and organic islands. On these islands, Crash would have had to save trapped Bandicoots and defeat enemies, such as the Firefly Queen on Black Rock Island.
That's interesting.
Many levels and locations were planned to 6 main locations, such as Jungle, Beach, Caves, Swamp, and Cortex's Lab.
What are we gonna do for the footage for this episode?
I'll probably just put up a bunch of concept art.
Okay, fair enough.
Because there's a fucking ton of it for this game.
Yeah.
Life system. Crash would have had lives like the other games. He would have had 3 hit points before he lost a life. As Crash lost bars on his health meter, his icon would appear beaten up.
I like that.
That's
like the icon or the model?
I think the icon, like the Crash smile.
Oh, okay. Either or is pretty
Yeah, that's still cool. I like when games do that.
I love when games do that.
Hell, one of the best examples is fucking Clock Tower. That's a godly, amazing fucking horror game. And it's for the fucking Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Invention system. To make gadgets and weapons. To make gadgets and weapons, Crash would have to find items and combine them to make new items, such as the Frogzooka. Earning lives would be the same as the original games. There'd be Wumpa Fruit.
I'm not going to lie. I really like the idea, and I currently want a Frogzooka.
Yeah, right? Also,
I want to launch some fucking frogs.
Also, Crash would have been able to ride creatures such as the Hog.
See, this I like. This is sounding a lot like Crash 1.
And then weapons and gadgets. Crash would come equipped with a variety of weapons and gadgets such as the Frogzooka,
Which I want.
the Boom Bat, the Glow Top, the Fertilizer Gun, which I don't know why.
Literally, when you said the Boom Bat, all that went through my mind was fucking Scout from TF2. Bonk!
Also, when I hear Fertilizer Gun, because my mind is so in the gutter that it's so in the gutter that it lives there, I just imagine the Fertilizer Gun is literally a gun that shoots jizz.
When I think fertilizer, I thought like poop. So it's like a poop cannon. The poop cannon. The stretch goal, the poop cannon.
You see, because my mind ties together, it's like fertilizer.
No, I swear
Sperm fertilizes the egg and makes babies. All right.
Fucking jizz gun.
Whoa! Whoa! And we also got a jetpack and a jet ski. And
I like that. Well, the jetpack is like Crash 2.
And jet ski is like Crash 3.
Yeah.
So, and some notes is that although Coco and Cortex were meant to be in the game, their reboot counterparts were never seen in any concept art. Oh, there's even concept videos here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
We'll watch them later.
Yeah.
But,
Crash looks weird. He looks like Pac-Man.
Yeah, Crash really does look fucking weird.
But again, it's probably like early stuff. Is that a Bandicoot I see? It looks like fucking Pikachu.
Yeah, it does.
It looks like Pikachu.
Oh god.
I love them. I love them.
This would have been for
So cute.
This game would have been by PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Wii, and Nintendo DS. Also, the publisher isn't Sierra.
No?
The publisher would have been Activision Blizzard.
Ooh, interesting.
Is that the same Blizzard as Overwatch? Probably not, right?
Let's take a look.
Yeah.
Holy shit, it is!
It would have been made by...
Oh my god!
Yeah. Wait. Dude,
What?
you want to know what this is a merger of?
What?
Not just Activision and Blizzard. Vivendi, Universal.
Oh shit!
It would have been made by the same people that made Twinsanity.
Dude! Oh, that would have been... This game would have been fucking cool!
It would have been fucking awesome!
Oh man, no, we got fucking Titans instead of this shit.
Yeah.
That's a fucking...
Well, to be
soft-
fair, Titans would have already been out.
Yeah,
Because this would have came out
true.
in 2010.
That's also true, but whatever. That's pretty
But
fucking cool, though.
it got canceled.
Yeah.
So, what's next?
Uh,
We got Crash Team Racing 2010.
Ooh.
So, what do we got here? So, Crash Team Racing 2010. If the fucking page would load. Fuck you, Bandit.
Oh, there you go.
Alright. So, this would have also been... This would have been developed by High Impact Games and published by Activision Blizzard.
Okay.
So, we
Would have
got...
been on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360?
Yep. Crash Team Racing is a canceled racing game created by High Impact Games, a studio formed by ex-members of Naughty Dog and Insomniac.
Ooh!
The game was canceled for the same reason as Crash Landed, because Activision had decided to lay off the game development teams after hearing rumors that Sony Computer Entertainment had plans to acquire the rights to publish the franchise. It is the second canceled Crash 2010 game. In February 2012, a video showing 9 screenshots of the game were released on the internet. The screenshots show Crash, Dingodile, and Polar on one of the game's tracks known as Happy Woods. The game would have had a lot of hazards and weapons from the original game, such as TNTs and bowling bombs.
So it would have just
So
been a
it would have been
remake?
a remake.
A remake of Team Racing.
That would have been cool.
I would have liked that.
So we would have had Crash Bandicoot, Dingodile, Polar, Land
Shark?
Some sort of mutant shark would have been in the game. His special melee attack would have been biting onto racers and shaking them around before throwing them behind. So they would have melee attacks, almost kind of like Tag Team Racing.
Or Sonic Riders.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? That would have been interesting.
They may have also been enemies in the game, seeing as 2 of them crush Crash as an attack. It is assumed that Cortex and Coco would have been included, as they were planned to appear in Crash Landed.
So this would have been like... If
you
that
can mod the carts.
Oh, wow. So if that reboot of Crash Landed would have come
And
through...
look, there's Dingodile.
Oh, yeah.
He looks fucking beefy.
Yeah. So if that reboot would have came through, this would have been the kart racer
That's
for that
fucking
reboot.
terrifying.
Oh my god.
Look
Is
at
that
Land
Land
Shark.
Shark? Holy shit. I love him.
I wish he was a character. Maybe,
awesome.
hopefully in any future Crash game. Look at that, that looks fucking cool.
Yeah. Damn. I wouldn't mind this.
This was one of the 2 Crash games that was supposed blah 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 blah.
What?
This game was reworked into DreamWorks Superstar Karts. I've played that game, and I thought it was really similar to Crash Team Racing.
Well, now you know why.
Yeah,
Because it was!
it was at one point.
Holy shit.
Crash and Dingodile used the same model they had in Crash Landed. The game recycles many of the classic elements from CTR. Besides Land Shark, it also recycles the same characters. Had the game have been made, it would have been the first game where the player could play as Dingodile and use his flamethrower.
That would have been fucking sweet, man!
The appearance
Oh, I would love that.
The appearance of Polar suggests that he was supposed to appear in the main game Crash Landed, since all of the elements and characters from that game appear to be present here.
Okay.
And most notably, Crash appeared to have a model closer to his Naughty Dog design, rather than his look in Crash of the Titans and Crash Mind of the Mutant.
Thank God.
Yeah, right?
Alright.
Alright.
So next up
That's
is
fucking cool.
this. Can I read this one? Because I actually know about this one. As I saw it on the list.
Yeah. What was it?
Cortex
something?
Chaos.
Yeah.
I know about this game already, so...
It looked like it was in the same drawing style as Twinsanity.
It's a direct sequel.
What?
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm trying to go back. My phone is being retarded.
Oh. Oh no.
Oh no, it's retarded. Aw, it's retarded. Alright, my phone just fucking froze.
Oh no.
Oh wait, I think it just worked. Nope.
Did it?
I'm getting ads.
Oh no.
Oh no,
No, it's the footage of crashing.
Ha! Stop! Go
my God.
back. Fuck.
Oh no.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay. Scroll to the bottom. Categories.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay.
Okay. Big.
Okay. Better.
Alright.
God, is that fucking entrance right there?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
In Brio?
Yeah. Okay. So
Damn.
here we go.
And Oxide.
Yep.
Alright, so once
So
this page
I already knew about Cortex Chaos because, you know, as a huge fan of Twinsanity, I know a lot about this shit. So yes, Cortex, it would have been developed by Vivendi Universal, published by Traveler's Tales, PX2, Xbox, GameCube. Cortex Chaos is a game that would have never gotten past the concept stage. It would have taken place after Crash Twinsanity. Dr. Cortex would have been kicked out of the mad scientist group for fraternizing with Crash. He would then take revenge on the group. The game would most likely start with Cortex going to the mad scientist group for a meeting. Upon arriving there, the villains would tell him that he can't be a member for teaming up with Crash. They would then kick Cortex out, and he would have to get his revenge on them. The game had introduced more doctors, each with an N at the start of their names. The only known ones are Entombed, a doctor that would be a huge Egyptian enemy, Entertain, a clown, and Entangled, a doctor that possibly fused himself with plant DNA or studies plants and added a formula to them, giving them the ability to live on their own. More doctors were supposed to be made, but who they are and what they look like are unknown, even to the creators of the game. The game would have two ways of being played. The first would have Cortex using little clones of himself, possibly humanoid or robotic, to help him by picking up objects and tossing them, building bridges and ladders for Cortex to climb and collect objects. The second way would have Cortex using different weapons to protect himself. The weapons would most likely be long range, since a concept art of the weapons are all guns. How the levels would be made and look like are unknown. Each of the levels would have based around the members of the evil scientist group: Entropy, Entrance, Embryo, Engine, and Oxide, for example. All the members of the mad scientist group would have an N at the beginning of their names. It is unknown if Crash would appear in the game title as either an ally or a foe. Nina would have appeared in the game, but what she would do was unknown, or if she would even help Cortex. The title, The All-New Cortex Show, was considered for the game. Universal originally owned the game's rights, but is unsure if the game will be developed by them or another company working with them. It is said that Universal wants to keep the idea on the back burner for a later date, given the idea that the game will be created by them. According to an interview with Keith Webb, one of the game's developers, if the Go-Go Coca-Cola series makes enough money, he will buy the rights, and he and the developers he is working with now will create this game, as well as Crash Twinsanity 2.
Crash Twinsanity 2?
Crash Twinsanity 2.
Damn.
Please make that happen.
Yo, that's fucking cool as fuck. I would have loved that. That's so
Same,
cool.
I would have loved the shit out of that.
Damn.
Crash Bandicoot Evolution.
That's next. Load. There we go. Bandicoot. Alright, so Crash Bandicoot Evolution. This concept art looks pretty shitty. Looks like a 12-year-old drew it. Alright. Crash Bandicoot Evolution was the original title. Oh!
Mm-hmm.
Crash Bandicoot Evolution was the original title intended for Crash Twinsanity.
Oh!
As a work in progress, it has become unclear what was intended to be in the game. One of the only solid facts is that a character known as Foofy, an animal that could transform into different shapes, was going to appear. There are no screenshots available, and the closest material that exists in some concept art for Crash Twinsanity that remains unused. The plot was that the evil twins and the ants were taking over the world, and Crash had to travel to different planets in different dimensions using the Psychotron. Most of the enemies set to appear can be seen in Crash Twinsanity's concept art: the Goat King, Rock Bees, etc. The known worlds that were set to appear are a fish people inhabited world, a planet known as Gaudy, and a place called the Hanging City, where the rich people live in the hanging part and the poor live in the slums below. The fish people can be seen in Crash Twinsanity's concept art, along with a worker from the Hanging City slums. A designer of the game released this information. There's also concept art for the game showing Crash in a spacesuit, but no more information had been found about it. Further concept art reveals that many past characters such as Komodo Joe, Ripperoo, and Koala Kong were set to return.
Ooh.
Crash was also going to have to undertake quests to gain the trust of the inhabitants of each world.
Interesting.
So like, almost like a Crash RPG.
Yeah, right.
You know, like an action RPG.
Yeah.
The storyline of the game was changed due to what became Crash Twinsanity because the original plot was too similar to the original Ratchet and Clank. In the sense that the antagonists were taking the best parts of other planets to make their own. There really is, like, not a lot. There's not really a lot of pictures.
Okay. I mean, it's enough to
Yeah. I was just curious. Alright, next up, we got Crash Twinsanity 2.
Ooh!
If only.
Yeah.
Any day. This phone sucks. So does Wikipedia. All these fan-made Wikipedias always have such lag on them. I fucking hate it.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh.
There we go.
Okay.
Alright.
Nope,
Crash Landed.
That's Crash Landed. Oh, fuck.
Maybe Crash Twinsanity 2 is Crash Landed.
Wait, maybe you just clicked on the wrong thing. Go back.
Maybe. We fucked.
Let's hit back. Go back.
I think the reason I'm here is because I hit back too much.
Oh.
You know what? I'm just gonna do this the easy way. Of course, my internet is being a fucky right now. That's probably why this is being weird. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What are you doing?
What the heck?
Let's try again. There we go. Crash Twinsanity 2 is a canceled game that was planned for release on an unknown list of consoles, being considered a sequel to Crash Twinsanity, according to Keith Webb. The plot would have centered around Crash being sucked into various TV shows by an invention created by Cortex. Gex? Keith Webb also stated that some ideas for levels, a western level, a black and white cartoon, and a hospital drama
I love this.
that would have had enemies holding needles and Crash would ride through the hospital halls on a stretcher. He also mentioned that there being a level with Rusty Walrus hosting a cooking show, ending up with the same result as Crash's last encounter with him, with Rusty chasing him.
That's great. I love it.
According to interview with Keith Webb, if his Go Go Capulco series was successful enough, he would buy the rights to make this game and Cortex Chaos. The game was going to have over 25 levels.
Oh, nice.
That's a lot, especially since like the first one saying it had like what 8?
Yeah.
Like 8 real levels. The idea of Crash going into different TV shows is very similar to the Gex video game series. The idea of a sequel of Crash Twinsanity was moved to the game Crash of the Titans, due to this game taking place in an unknown amount of time after the events of Crash Twinsanity, hinting that Crash of the Titans was not a reboot of the series, but a standalone sequel.
That makes it even fucking worse.
Contrary to the popular beliefs of the fans.
That makes it even worse.
Yeah. Let's see what else
I think that's it.
No, I think there's more listed. I think those are...
No, it said fan games.
No, I mean, like, there's more.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah. Well, we covered
the main ones.
Like, there's Crush Bandicoot?
We covered the main ones at least. So.
I'm just...
This is probably like very like short stuff that they don't know that much about,
yeah.
I'm sure.
I'm a little curious about Crush Bandicoot.
Crush Bandicoot.
Crush Bandicoot was an idea pitched by Magenta Software in 2004 and would have introduced and featured Crash's evil twin Crush as a main character, but Cortex would still return and be a villain. The game would have featured open worlds and there would have been vehicles to ride. The storyline for the game is unknown. One test area was made before the project was rejected by the publisher. In February 2012, concept artist Andy J. Davis revealed all known concept art and information on the game. See, that's really weird, because, like, Crush Bandicoot is a character. You think, like, that's where it came from?
Crush Bandicoot is just what they called. No, it's Crunch.
Oh, it's Crunch. That's right.
Yeah.
I've been calling him Crush this whole time.
Yeah, it's Crunch.
But still, you think that's like where they got the idea for Crunch? Crash Online?
What?
What? Crash Online was a mysterious vaporware title planned to be published by Sierra Online. The first word of it was in a little-known internet page dating back to August 2006. It was officially announced on Kotaku in January 2007. It seemed as in the document as though it was going to be exclusive to China, and it would be released in 2007. It never surfaced, but is suspected by some to be an early version of Crash Village. What the fuck is Crash Village?
I don't know.
Crash Village. Crash Village was the main feature of the official website of Crash Bandicoot series, which was removed by Activision in 2011. It was an online community targeted to under 13, in which they can interact with each other with preset comments and play Oh, it's just RuneScape with Bandicoots.
Oh.
I didn't even know that existed.
Okay then.
Alright, well, I think that's enough for the unreleased games.
I believe so.
So we'll see you next time with our thoughts on the
grand
Insane
finale.
The Insane Trilogy so far.
Yeah, it's not out yet, but you know. See you then.